Welcome to you, my name's Dale and this is Dale's Addiction. Today I'm going to add to a conversation started by the lovely Poola from the YouTube channel With a Touch of Luxury. And Poola tagged me to kind of add to this conversation around luxury collectors. Are you a luxury collector? If you are, why? If you're not, why? And, you know, she went over a few different pieces in her video around what she sees as the difference between a collector and somebody who just enjoys luxury, and you know, what does that mean when you come to selling things? Why would you sell them? Would you sell them due to a lack of use? And if you're a collector, does that mean you buy things and you never use them and you don't sell them? Versus somebody who might say, I'm a collector, but if I don't use things, I'm going to sell them. So a few different things kind of going along in that conversation. And I wrote a comment on Poola's video, which I will share with you because I think it's worthwhile sharing what I actually said on the video and then expanding on that in this video. I said, it's an interesting internal debate that goes on which explains how we rationalise our interests and our shopping behaviours. I'm definitely a consumer of luxury. I accumulate pieces that I love at certain times of my life or certain fashion trends. Some pieces might form part of my collection. They might mean more to me than just being a bag, and some are just part of my wardrobe like a pair of jeans or shoes or dresses. Thanks for tagging me, Poola. So, I'm a consumer. I don't see my designer handbags or shoes being any different to any other item in my wardrobe except for the fact that they cost a lot more. However, if I was buying luxury designer ready to wear, would I still feel the same about that? And I think the answer is yes. However, I am not the kind of person who has the ability to spend money on trend pieces that come through the collections. I'd be someone that would buy a designer coat, something that you'll have for many, many years, maybe a designer dress, something I'd have for many, many years. I wouldn't be buying things like a jumpsuit or a crop top or a certain style of, a spray jacket, things that are going to come in and out. I wouldn't be buying things that are on trend. So if I was buying things that are on trend, I'd probably move them on, right? Is my point around that argument. So I wouldn't be keeping them. I wouldn't be accumulating so that everything in my wardrobe ended up being luxury and there was no high street or regular brands included. I consume these things because some of them I use for a while, and then like anything else in my wardrobe, I get tired of it. I either sell it, most of the time I don't sell it, I donate it. But with my bags, I feel like I can sell them and I can recruit and I can get a fair amount of money for them. Do I take into account the resale value of bags before I buy them though? No, I don't. I genuinely buy things that I love because I expect that I will keep them and use them. There are some things that I have kept and I use very infrequently, but over the course of many years, I will use them a lot. So an example of that is this Chanel bag, my first Chanel bag that I bought in New York. I live in a subtropical climate. This is a piece that I have collected, i.e. it's my first Chanel bag, so it means something to me. It is a bag that primarily speaks winter, so I don't wear it a lot, but I love the fact that I can always come back to this bag in the winter and it's there waiting for me. So I wouldn't look at this in cost per wear and say this is a bag that I should sell, because it's a bag that is part of my permanent collection, okay? And I've got a few bags here that are a part of my permanent collection, right? Another one is this one. Now, I wasn't collecting baguettes at the time, but this certainly started my baguette collection, and because it meant something to me. I was feeling sad and sorry for myself that I couldn't do the celebration I wanted for my 40th birthday. I loved Sex in the City. In fact, my hens party before I got married the first time was Sex in the City themed. For my 40th birthday, I got a pair of Manolo Blahniks from my friends and family. So people know that I love Sex in the City. I love the fashion. I love the bags. And when I saw this bag, I thought, well, if I can't go to New York, I'm going to bring a little bit of New York to me. And this bag would have been equivalent to my airfare. So again, this is not a bag that I wear a lot. It's a part of my permanent collection. It's not going anywhere. It doesn't have to justify the expense that I put into it. And it's not a trend piece per se, although they're coming back again, which is really annoying for those of us who managed to score one, because does that make that they're like less special because there's more of them? I don't know, a debate for another time. This one kind of shifts my perspective from consumer to collector, and this was a gift. This is the Louis Vuitton Petite Boy Chapeau. Now, this is one that will never leave my collection. I hardly ever wear it, but it doesn't matter. It is staying. It's beautiful. It doesn't have to justify its value. It means something to me, and I'm not sentimental about things, but when I sold my Chanel 19 from the 21p collection, you know, the famous caramel bag. See, Deborah, I didn't say infamous, I said famous. That bag, I could not justify having an $8,000 bag sitting on my shelf that wasn't getting used. This one probably cost about the same. Yes, it was a gift, but I have sold gifts in the past because they weren't part of my permanent collection. This is. So, one more to share with you because, you know, what's a video without bag candy? My beautiful Capucines BB. Again, I don't wear it very often. I don't look at this bag though and think, it's time to move that on. I look at this bag and think, I'm so glad I got it when I did. This bag really suits me and my style. It's got this playful handle, regardless of what Mr. Addiction thinks about it. But this is a bag that is going to stay in my collection. Now, you're probably thinking, well, Dale, if you say you consume... Woo! I nearly dropped the luxury. Oh, God. Dale, you say that you're a consumer of luxury. So give us an example of some of the things that you might one day move on. Well, I can't do that right now because I feel like everything in my collection has a place and there's nothing I want to move on. I did a vlog sale at the beginning of this year for pieces that I just genuinely did not use. Nearly everything was near new, had a full set. Like, that gives you an explanation. They were just things that I bought that didn't work out for me. A lot of the things I've sold have been classic. I have sold the Chanel small classic flap. I've sold a Chanel reissue with black and ruthenium hardware. I have sold a My Lady Dior in the black lamb with the champagne gold hardware. I sell classic things because they're not me. I don't buy things with the view that I would sell them, but I also want to own the things and not have them own me. So I feel like I accumulate a bunch of bags from luxury houses, most of which, I don't see them leaving my wardrobe, but if they do, it's not because I feel like collection requires some kind of rules about it, like some people collect bags of a certain colour, some people collect bags, all the iconic bags of the houses. Maybe I could collect a seasonal bag maybe I can collect like seasonal classic bags. Is that even a thing? Seasonal twists on classic bags from all of the houses. Maybe that might be... I think Edwina agrees. Maybe that might be my collector's perspective. But I don't have any rules. I'm not looking for things that from certain years or meet gaps. I generally just buy things that I love, and if I don't love them and I can't bear to leave them sitting around reminding me of the bad decision I make, I sell them. And I have no qualms about that. I don't care. I mean, I'm not going to go and cut off my nose to spite my face, but I don't care if I take a loss when I sell something, because I was never going to sell it anyway. It's like selling a pair of jeans and getting money for them. Like, I would never do that. I just load up a bag of stuff and I take it to the charity shop and I say, here, sell these, make money, give to charity. Even though I could take pictures of them, I could list them on eBay or Depop or something, and I could make money from them. Ain't nobody got time for that. And I know that comes from a place of extraordinary privilege. A bag is a lot easier to sell and get the money back. If a bag's in your cupboard and you don't like it anymore, or you're not ever going to wear it, and you sell it and you get $500 less or $1,000 less, it's still more than you would get or more than it's worth by sitting on a shelf in your cupboard. Does that make sense? And I don't know who it was. I heard somebody say it. In a video a little while ago, saying, what's it worth to you if it's sitting in your cupboard and it's not worth any value, right? It's worth nothing. And so to get something for it is better than to get nothing for it. And I think a lot of us, we go, oh, well, I'm not going to sell it because it's not worth selling it because I'm going to take a hit on it. It's a second-hand good. Like, unless it has appreciated in value or demand, you're going to take a loss. It's just like anything else that's second-hand. It's used, even if you haven't used it. It's not worth what it was when it left the boutique. So, you know, if you think about being a collector, geez, I'd love to be in a position where I had the disposable income to just come up with a collection philosophy and then build a collection, right? I don't have the time for that. I don't have the money for that. I don't have the discipline for that. And I don't have the interest to do it. And I absolutely, I look to people who do collect and have that discipline, even to not use things that they've collected. And I think, wow, like, you really appreciate the art and the craftsmanship that has gone into this. Like, this really means something to you. Luxury doesn't really mean something to me. It's something that I enjoy now. I hope I enjoy it for a long time. But if I don't, you know, so be it. So I think that's all I wanted to kind of add to this conversation. Thank you to Poola for tagging me. Poola does a lot of great chatty videos, and she's got a lovely luxury collection. In fact, she's influenced me to go and check out Max Mara Weekend. She's got a beautiful coat that I'm like, oh, I've always wanted one of those. So go and check out her channel. I will leave the link below. If you're a YouTuber watching this and you want to add to this conversation, you're tagged. I'm not going to stipulate that you have to do it, but you're tagged. So for those of you who aren't YouTubers, tell us in the comments below. YouTubers can do it too. There's no rules, right? What do you think? Do you collect or do you consume? Do you refer to your bags as a collection? Poola actually said she calls them a collection because the YouTube algorithm actually responds to handbag collection videos. I totally get that, Poola. I'm with you, babe. But yeah, like, what's the collective kind of noun for your handbags? I have asked this question a few times before on my Instagram and my YouTube community poll, and I think I'm going to stick with an accumulation. That's where I'm at. So if you have liked this video, you know what to do. Videos come out usually on Wednesdays and Sundays, but sometimes some extras, so I will see you then. Bye.